Welcome to Rock Hoarder Revelations. I'm Freddie Allen, and it was a nice sunshiny day, but it took so long to get set up that we're almost out of daylight, so we're going to make this kind of quick. So I showed you some of what I did. Here's what I got here. This is what my little ghetto rock crushing system. And so I break big rocks there, dump the stuff here and over here, catch stuff through the screen in a little pool. Actually, it starts off here. This is where it goes out of the red breaking thing. And I'm gonna be building a waterfall right here and a little pond or whatever. So yeah, I'll show you that in the meantime too as I do it, but probably still take me a little while before I get started. So yeah, I showed you a lot of this. Now I'm just gonna show you over here now. I think I showed you a lot of this stuff. And I think here, what else we got? Stuff over here, got stuff everywhere, but I didn't get finished setting up, but I'm gonna run out of daylight if I continue to set up. So I'm just gonna try to give you a quick look at a lot of stuff. I wanna show you some really badass stuff. I mean, hopefully you like it. And I have the marble right here. I'm not sure if that's natural. It might be a piece of countertop. I'm not sure, but I found it and I just kept it so I could check it out. But everything else here is natural. I do like study like synthetic stuff and just to compare it to natural stuff. But I'm not gonna try to name a bunch of stuff and try to, because I don't want to say, you know, call things the wrong stuff. I'm like a kid in a spelling bee and spell of UVV. But so we'll just kind of skip that right now and just give you a look. And when we get done, I have a few gems I want to let you check out today. And some diamonds, a couple diamonds I want to show you. And I actually have it's like 2,800, like over 1¼ pound natural cube crystal that I'm gonna let you check out today. Nobody's ever seen it before. I've never showed it to anybody. But yeah, it took me so long to get set up. I really wanted to show you everything. I didn't really like the slideshow. It just made me feel like, I don't know, I didn't like the way it was going, so I want to do this for now. And yeah, that way I keep you guys interested, I hope. Piece of like lava rock with some good flow in it still. It like has a lot of like erosion, oxidation, but then it's still got some veins in it that have had a good liquid melt quenched through it. And I do have some other like kimberlites and different iron ores and other type like magma type rocks, volcanic rocks. And try to keep the shadow. I can't believe how early it gets dark. And these are just some other, I thought this was a dirt cloud. And I tried to crush it, and yeah, it's definitely not a dirt cloud. It is hard, very hard. And it's got like this diatreme vein through here. It was probably about 3 times that size before I broke it. It looked like a kind of looked like a Joe Dirt meteorite, but it don't have no space peanuts. These rocks are crazy. You won't believe what I mean, you won't believe once we really check them out and I show you what they got going on. You're not going to believe what these rocks are. Possibly have minerals and stuff that have never really had any significant discoveries in nature before. Maybe high pressure minerals and carbon polytypes, polytopes, isotopes, allotopes, whatever they're called. Some, not these right here, you know, I'll show you in a few minutes, but I have a couple of rocks I think are actual, like natural silicon carbide, like huge pieces, but polycrystalline and still with, you know, intergrown with other silicates and oxide minerals, and a lot of the gem type material that I have is massive and polycrystalline and intergrown with lots of other, like just so many different combinations of other minerals like you would not believe. Like I said, possibly some that's never been discovered before, like mineral varieties. Or I actually had the water run. I was gonna wet these again. I like to show them wet, but maybe I'll just do that tomorrow. But I don't know. I want to leave them out here all night. There's some I brought in. I brought out some of my indoor rocks out here, and then got some out of the shed, and then dug some out of the pile, and I probably still have forgotten about some that I wanted to show you, but we'll get to them at some point. But I gotta keep looking, making sure I'm recording. I shot a video the other day and I didn't realize at some point I had bumped the stop button, so the whole time it didn't record nothing. But, you know. These are some, this one I broke. Actually, this is the other half. I broke that in half just to see. It's really hard, like I think it's like a blue ground kimberlite type. But it's weird because they go from like, they weather to yellow ground. So as you can see, these ones are weathering. But then these ones over here are pretty fresh. I've broken some that were weathered too. That's what's over there in those buckets and stuff, all the blue stuff. But yeah, this one was really, really hard to break. And it seems like, kind of seems to me like it, like some of the carbonados, or what, you know, what seem like the carbonado, they're really hard too, like super hard. It seems like they're like this, but quenched with like that, like glassy, like carbon glass patina. Like this right here. I mean, and I dry scrub, like to test the hardness of most of everything that I want to really see how hard it is after I'll dry scrub it really thoroughly with aluminum oxide, like really rough aluminum oxide and silicon carbide sandpapers. And I mean, I can sand down, you know, any feldspars or quartz or tourmaline or garnets, you know, like pretty rapidly, like you need to wear a dust mask. And yeah, it does not. At first, like with a fresh piece, it'll seem like it's sanding because it'll start making a little dust, it seems like, but it's actually wearing off the grit, off the sandpaper. So, and it just kind of shines them up a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, I really wanted to get them more earlier day sun, but like this one I've scrubbed on quite a bit. Like this one only, you know, just thoroughly enough to really see the hardness, but like most of this stuff is at least an 8 or harder, a lot of it. And then, you know, you get to your more common like quartz and more common surface crust minerals, and you know, they'll sand down really rapidly, like quick status. But yeah, and man, I don't know. I think where I live here is pretty, I think some pretty incredible things went on our planet at some point here. Pretty significant things. I've got these right here I want to show you over here for sure today before the sun goes down. These are some rocks I tried to get some good video of the other day, and I didn't get them. This one, like I said before, I think is silicon carbide, or a lot, you know, polycrystalline, and a lot of them like skeletal or aggregate type diamond or carbon, and also aluminum oxide, corundum, like garnet, zircon, olivine, like you name it, like a lot of stuff though. I do like put a lot of stuff in tumblers just to dissolve any, you know, anything that's soluble in water. And these right here are carbonado. These are really hard too. I'm pretty sure they're carbonado. This piece and this piece also. There's so many different types of carbonado. There's so many different types of diamond and silicon carbide, like polytypes that are possible. That, like I said, it's never any significant discoveries in nature of silicon carbide or of like stitched by a high pressure form of silicone or quartz. And there's another one too, I forget what it's called, but it'll actually, it's what they call metastable, so it'll recrystallize under ambient conditions back into quartz or agate, stuff like that. And it's crazy because a lot of the structures of like the polycrystalline and types of different carbon are very similar to like the quartz version of agate, kind of like cryptocrystalline or polycrystalline, or there's a lot of different names they call it. It's actually, it all stems from like this like what they call a ballast, and it's, I mean, I'm pretty sure basically all types of diamonds core it starts from the same, like a spherical little ball shaped conglomerate of just radiating crystals. And that's, you'll find I have a lot of stuff like that. It's unbelievable. You can see the round shape here, and they all change. I mean, like half crystals, like it'd be half here, and then it comes up, and then like the way it comes around at half here, half spears, and it's weird. And I think the structure of our planet is very similar to the structure of these rocks, like, and they're complex, but yet they're, I don't know how to explain it, like, and I think it's carbon that, like the carbon is the controller of it. I think like it's most of it's very similar to diamond structure, but like I said, there's so many types of diamonds and diamond structures. I think like unbelievable. So the things it can make, and along with silicone, silicone's actually pretty incredible element as well. And when it is, you know, like carbided with carbonate, not quite as hard as diamonds, but the next hardest thing. So yeah, it's getting dark on me. Oh yeah, it's going this way. I wanted to show you these. Oh, and this right here too. That's it. that's what I was getting to, the Cora diamonds. The nanotube. Nanotubes, I think, are really carbon nanotubes. And this right here, like, you would think this is just like just some fossil or something from the sea, but these are so hard. Like, these will scratch. I bet they'll scratch anything diamond will scratch. I don't know if they scratch a diamond or they probably break off. Like, they can be really brittle, but yet they are hard. Like, and I thought for sure it was just a piece of coral or like something from the sea, but very, very hard stuff. Just like the carbonatus over here, and like a lot of stuff I have is very hard, but it's intergrown with less hard things, so it's very tricky doing scratch tests, surface scratch tests and stuff, like with polycrystalline and intergrown, like xenolithic, I guess is like what they would call these. Right, oh, there we are. Xenolithic, or like upper mantle type rocks, I'm pretty sure. You got a lot of stuff going on. And then this might be, what do they call it? I guess that's a xenolith, xenocryst, megacryst, I don't know. The same here. And probably, spinel, corundum, garnet, different combinations of stuff like that, and other, you know, I don't know all the different names of everything. Those are just about the most known stuff. Emerald, beryl, aquamarine, stuff like that too. But I think it's more corundum and spinel in these. Possibly, I don't know. Moving on. These right here, again, very hard. You know, most people see geodes and they just automatically think quartz and agate, and I do have plenty of agate geodes, like sliced, and plenty of them, but come across these ones, again, like I don't Joe Dirt Meteor, except meteorite, but it's like very hard. It's like a big old walnut, and on the inside, again, very hard. Most of the stuff will scratch in 8.5. That's about my reference. Like, you know, kind of what I try to go by is an 8.5. So most of the stones I have, that's the two types of stones I have, are the ones that scratch at 8.5 and the ones that don't scratch at 8.5. If that makes any sense to you. Most of the stuff for the giveaway is not sorted. It could be quartz, feldspars, anything in there. And most of the colored stuff, it don't have too much color to it, because that's what I try to study, is the impurities and the color. Later I might give that stuff away as well. But I'd really like to get some of it at least, you know, authenticated or something, like just confirmed, basically. Because, you know, if I give it away and then you take it somewhere and they're like, oh, that's glass, like, you know, you might believe them, and then I'd feel like a jerk. But I guarantee you, anything I give away will be natural. I mean, there's always a possibility of contaminants, you know, jars break and crap like that. Like little, you know, could possibly be a crumb, but I try to be very thorough about making sure nothing like that. You know, I try. I'm human. But I would never intentionally mislead or give away something fake. Like I said, you know, things that I do get synthetic or just straight up glass, like to study or whatever, I study it separately, keep all the pieces separate, and usually discard it when I'm done with it. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things I want to tell you, but I don't know if you're getting a good look at these. I'm just kind of moving. Oh no, don't stop. I think my camera just stopped or did something. I don't know if it's still working. I hope it's still working, because I really want to show you these right here. Because these are like, oh, phenomenal right here. They're different crustaceans, and like I don't know. They look like huge meteorites or something, but they're like, I don't know, they couldn't be. But they kind of have like this fusion type crust on parts of them. And then they have like, they seem to have like what looks like precious or like at least very heavy metals in them. I'll show you this one first. Let's hope there's enough sun still shining to get a little bit of light on it. But